I'm live. I'm live and fixing my hair. Okay. This is nice. Okay. Hello, folks. How are you? Uh, Turning up my volume here. I am here. I am live. A few thoughts for those who can't sleep. As ever, I don't know if anyone is here. Oh, okay. I see little hearts. People are here. Hello. I am here, just beaming in. Thank you. I can now see that there are people here. Beaming in, as ever. I'm pooped. I want to go to bed. But I also want you guys to know that I'm serious about doing this. I can't promise, I really can't promise um, every night at all. However, I do want to be here a lot. So I am here tonight. And here's what I want to talk about briefly tonight. Tomorrow is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And I'm guessing a lot of you may have days off tomorrow. I do not, but I would bet a lot of you do. So I want to mention something that makes me angry and then something that gives me hope, because I want you to go to bed being able to sleep, right? That's part of what I want to do here. So this hair is making me bonkers. Okay. So here's what I want to start out as the irritating part. I swear. Okay. We'll do that. See, I'm honest. This is just starting. Someone just said, "Are you starting or ending?" Just starting. So, as some of you may know, President Trump decided that normally on national holidays, national parks are free admission. Anyone can go. And President Trump decided that on Martin Luther King Jr. Day and on Juneteenth, which are two holidays that celebrate, commemorate, and acknowledge African American history, national parks will no longer be free. Just those two. So tomorrow, at a lot of national parks throughout the United States, normally it would have been a day when everyone could come and that they were free, and not tomorrow, except California. So before I get to California, the first half, the I'm really irked half. I'm really irked, right? I mean, and I'm irked for a whole bunch of reasons, but one of the reasons I'm irked is because, the United States has a long history of keeping Black Americans out of spaces, and particularly out of natural spaces, right? But we have such a long history of keeping Black people out. And now here we come along and we declare that nobody can enter on this day, that somehow Martin Luther King Day is no longer as important as other national holidays, even though it is still a national holiday. So for one thing, I would urge you to remember that it is a holiday tomorrow, regardless of what's happening in national parks. But here's the part that I think is interesting and that gives me a little bit of hope. So apparently Governor Newsom in California, has declared that California national parks are going to be free for everybody on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So this is interesting to me, and this is part of the moment that we're in. So as an early American historian, if you're writing about early America, you're writing about people thinking, well, what is the national government and how powerful should the state governments be? And what's the balance between them? And so federalism, meaning the balance between state and national governments, tricky thing, eternally tricky in American history, but really tricky in early American history because they were really trying to see if it was possible. So here we are in this moment. And what we're seeing is really interesting use of federalism. And that's a great example of this. California, Gavin Newsom says, okay, Trump has said national parks are no longer going to be free on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Well, in California, they are. And I've said this before. I don't know if I've said it at night before. I have said before many, many times in a variety of different places. This is a time that is so far off the rails as far as normal politics goes, that it's a time when we should be seeing political innovation. And what Newsom is doing, to me, counts as political innovation. And I'm not saying this to say, yay, Gavin Newsom. I'm saying this because the idea that a state can say, I don't like that policy, so I'm going to change it in my state, that's important. That's really important because the local really matters, right? So the national government's doing all kinds of horrific things right now. But what's happening is that on a local level, people are pushing back, people are fighting back, people are finding all kinds of ways to resist that are not violent, but that are definitely getting in the way of these, uniformed, armed people marching in the streets and basically invading at this moment Minneapolis. So I guess I as someone just said here, yeah, he's trying to erase Black history, pretty much. And people of color, just generally, it seems to be one of the things that this regime wants to do. Regardless of that, the local matters and pushing back matters. And what California did and will be doing tomorrow, I like the idea that that can be a reminder that we're going to be seeing some pretty innovative ways in which people are going to be responding to oppressive or suppressive measures. And that matters. So even though it's easy to see the big federal level stuff, it's important to remember and to look around you and see the local stuff that's being done or the state level stuff that's being done. Oh, someone just said there are 200 California state parks. Is that the case? Wow. Okay, so that's big. Freeman After Dark. Okay, that's scary. But my larger point here is I was sitting here thinking, I want to do this. What am I going to talk about? What have I been thinking about? What I've been thinking about is great. So, 2 holidays commemorating Black American history are now supposedly wiped off of the, they're still national holidays, but wiped off. They no longer can you go free into national parks. But the upside is people are not just sitting down and accepting that. They're saying, okay, what can we do to rope that off, to cut that off, to do something different, to highlight what's wrong with it, to give people the power and the freedom to do what they should have the power and freedom to do, regardless of what this regime particularly says. So that is my sort of comment to you for those who can't sleep, a few thoughts for this evening, is that even with something supremely frustrating, and I'll say the word deplorable, as eliminating the significance of these holidays, certainly in the way that the president can right now. Even now, there is evidence of people pushing back. So it matters. It matters, and we'll see. I don't know, tomorrow how that will play out in California. Oh, see, there are a bunch of Californians here. You miss Rosie. Rosie's right here. Rosie is eating, so you don't have to miss Rosie. At any rate, whatever dictatorial things are being attempted in the White House, we can stand up for what we believe in, and we're watching that in Minneapolis, and now that's happening in California, and I think we're going to see innovative stuff coming down the line from states, which in a way they kind of have to, given that blue states and cities in blue states are going to be targets of retribution for one reason or another. Remember the days when the United States, presidents actually understood that they were presidents of the entire United States, but regardless, blue state governors already, I've read, blue state governors are cooperating and meeting and talking and trying to figure out ways in which they can do things together to get past whatever the folks with national power are doing. So this is just one little tiny gesture in that direction. And I celebrate all gestures like that because they're resistance. They're visible resistance and innovative resistance. So that is what I want to focus on tonight. Actually, I meant to bring this over. I yesterday morning with Heather, I brought this out, and I'm going to bring it back. Hang on a sec, folks. Okay. I think I might just have to have this here all the time for when I do these evening conversations. I just offer you all some chutzpah. I offer you chutzpah because, and some of you might not know this word. Chutzpah is Yiddish for like nerve, oomph, right? It's like, go get 'em, chutzpah. It's like really like a lot of nerve. So I think I might just carve this out a lot when I'm talking to you guys at 11:09 at night, because we need chutzpah. And I bought this because I thought someday there'll be bookcases behind me and this will be on it. And so whenever I do anything, I'll be beaming out chutzpah to the world. So at any rate, I don't want to go on too long tonight. I do want to say thank you guys for being here. I feel like I'm eternally figuring out like what people want or need. And the fact that it's 11:09 at night and I just came on and there are 600 people here. So anyway, guts is another good synonym for chutzpah. Yes. At any rate, I am glad that this is helpful. And I am glad that it is helping some people be a little bit calmer of mind when they go to sleep. I will, like I said earlier, I'm going to keep trying to do this, not every night, but I'm going to keep doing it. And I hope you guys will be here as well. I'm trying to catch up with what you folks are saying. Yeah, no, it's only 9 in Colorado. This is no problem. Okay, well, it's 11:11 here, and I'm pooped. I almost didn't do this last night. I fell asleep, but I am here. So see, I fell asleep last night. That's good. Honestly, thank you guys for being here. I do hope that you all get some excellent sleep. We need it. We need to rest up. You got to have a little energy to have, there you go, chutzpah. Gumption. You guys are coming up with all the good synonyms. Okay, everybody. I'm beaming out, having beamed in. Have a good evening. Do whatever you need to do to try and sleep well. And I will see you soon. I don't know when, but within a couple of days at the most. I will do this again. Okay, folks, have a good night. We are a we, as I always say, there's 600 and whenever of us are here. We're instantly a community. And so if you keep coming back, we remain a community. So I usually take a long time to sign off because I feel somehow like I need to do something to thank everybody. But at any rate, I'm actually ending the stream now. Okay, folks, have a good night. Rosie, thanks you for all of the good wishes, and I will see you guys soon. Bye, folks.